Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So today we are going to look at the top free-to-play units in Dokkan. Now, I was actually kind of looking through and I was like, oh boy, this is not, free-to-play units I feel like just aren't as good as I was thinking. I mean, free-to-play LRs are super strong, but like I was going through TURs and I kind of was pretty comfortable with just mostly these free-to-play LRs. Some of them are very, very valuable. There's a couple of free-to-play TURs in particular that I think are just so borderline crazy. Even though they might have certain restrictions or something like that, using them even like certain events with their power, they're just so busted that I actually really, really like them. So let's go ahead and start with numero 10, which I have the LR Prime Battle First Form Cell. I think this unit is very, very good. This is one of those units that I think was definitely enhanced and helped out by the Link level update quite a bit, because a lot of these links, you know, things like Messenger from the Future, Attack of the Clones, are a little bit easier for Cell to get off. He is capable of doing pretty good damage, as long as the enemy is in the attack down status, which on some of these teams isn't really so bad for him to get. I actually did just recently get him to full level 10 links, and I've used him a little bit. I definitely do think he is, like, deserving and worthy of being on this list. And, I mean, he is on quite a few different teams as well. This Cell is I would say, quite a good Prime Battle free-to-play unit, right? Next at number 9, we have LR, Bobbity, and Deborah. Now, this unit is a little bit wonky. I mean, honestly, like, if they were on Majin Power, I probably would put them up probably quite a bit higher in this list. Like, I think they're very good, but it's just like, you know, it's only like very specifically on like Cooler's Terrifying Conqueror team, because like none of these Majin Buu units are on Terrifying Conquerors, and I would argue that like their support type ability to Majin Power is what truly makes this unit shine, right? Like, they've got a lot of good abilities to sealing, the high chance of stunning and stuff like that, right? But, you know, you go through all the stuff they do, what makes them really impressive, again, is that Majin Power support type buff. But again, join forces, you can't really get that, because, you know, the Bobbity and Fat Boo, of course, are not on Majin Power. Boo, Saga, and Terrifying Conquerors you can, because obviously Terrifying Conquerors, specifically led by Cooler, SCR Cooler, right? And you have Transformation Boost in there, which all of those Majin Boos are on. I think I really would have preferred Majin Power anyway should have included Majin Vegeta, Deborah, Bobbity, Bibbidi, you know, Yakon, Pui Pui, like all those characters should have been in Majin Power anyway. So like, I don't know, perhaps this unit even, maybe that was originally their intention with the Majin Power category, and then they just decided to make it only Majin Buu units, right? Certainly could be the case, but it's just, there's no reason for them to split, like, you know, again, Majin Vegeta, Deborah, and stuff like that away from the Majin Buu units. I think they all should have just been part of the same umbrella, right? I think that would have been quite a bit better there. Alright, so next we have LR Prime Battle Krillin. Again, a lot of these units, well, of course, I mean, it's a gacha game, right? Like, I try and explain this to people a lot, but, like, you go, like, you say every new unit is, like, the best unit or one of the best units. It's like, yeah, because, again, it's a gacha game. It's power creep. It's a natural progression through the game, right? Like, this isn't, like, I don't know, like Dragon Ball FighterZ where they try and keep everything balanced and stuff like that. Like, a gacha game, the new shit is better, and they want you to spend money to get the new shit, right? Like, it's how it works, right? So, Krillin is very, very good. Honestly, if Krillin was AGL, I would argue he's probably the best World Tournament unit to use, right? If he was just like AGL instead of physical. The problem with physical is that, of course, you run into so many STR units. It's just annoying because, you know, you have to get crits. Sometimes he can definitely double super and kill, like some LR Broly's and stuff like that. But, like, if you're in the finals and you're going up against a lot of SCR units, Krillin is not going to be able to solo it every single time by himself, right? That's why, again, if Krillin was AGL, I would argue he is the best World Tournament unit. He is pretty strong overall. He's the best leader for the Earthling category team. I mean, the Earthling category team at this point still has not really been given any chance to shine or anything like that. But Krillin, again, I would say is fairly good here. Definitely, I think he's deserving a lot of being on this list. Again, defensive numbers are good. All these Prime Battle units all have these flat bonuses, but they're just so high, and they're designed actually in a rather smart way to where just the flat numbers, it's not really holding them back anymore. And it's one of those things where Dokkan, they've stopped increasing the leader skill buffs, right? Like, LR Goku and Frieza is years and years and years ago at this point. And like they still have like the best like percentages, 177% to HP, attack, and defense. They're still number one, and they came out in 2018, right? So like these Prime Battle LRs would start to age out if they kept raising leader skill buffs to like 200% and beyond and stuff like that. But if they're not ever going to do that, then these flat number bonuses aren't really going to become an issue moving forward. Next, we have LR, Bobbity, and Fat Boo. Now, this is a unit I've done quite a bit of playing around with, and I must say, I'm actually fairly impressed with them. Now, they're not going to be the greatest everywhere and shit like that, right? But they're two separate medium chance procs of sealing and stunning is very, very good, right? Especially on both their 18 key and their 12 key, and the fact that they have an additional built into their passive. So you're going to have many opportunities for them to get stuns and seals off, making them very good for Super Battle Road and also Dokkan Battlefield. I think they're going to be a great addition for a lot of free-to-play players for Dokkan Battlefield, especially with their leader skill, Boo Saga. So if you take a look at Boo Saga now, we now have many Majin Buu Saga leaders. So you could build two, or, you could do easily two full Majin Buu Saga category teams as like backup teams or something like that, right? Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 leaders that are like 130% and across. Deborah's then 120%. So you have 5 legitimate leaders you could run for Dokkan Battlefield with the Buu Saga. And the Buu Saga is so massive, right? So you could easily run like a full Buu team with like Bobbity and Boo, and then either Bobbity and Deborah, or just the physical Deborah, right? Like that will be very good. Again, I'm like really starting to push that Dokkan Battlefield is definitely something that is very difficult for a lot of players out there, and units that are really gonna crush Battlefield. I think that's a really good thing, right? Again, because Super Battle Road and Battlefield, I would say, is like the content that would trip up the most players right now, right? So, of course, we have them there at 7. Next, we have LR Demon King Piccolo. Now, LR Demon King Piccolo, personally, I think sort of should get, like, extra bonus points here because of the fact that he has Extreme Tech. Extreme Tech has just been something that Dokkan has just so casually, like, disrespected for so long that, like, any really good unit that comes out is very helpful. Demon King Piccolo is also an orb changer. Orb changers are always super valuable. Obviously, I think rainbow orb changers are better, but even just creating like tech orbs like this is very good. Now, the only thing is, I will say that his old Demon King version here is just a bit underwhelming, only that you need to get 5 key spheres for that damage reduction of his to kick in, right? Right here. Reduce damage received by 50% with 5 or more key spheres. When he's young Demon King Piccolo, he's so crazy, dude, because you just have 66% damage reduction, and his defense, he's going to be well over like 100k and stuff like that, based on the situation, right? Especially if you're able to get super attacks off first, he should be like 100k plus. So defensively, he'll be very good in these difficult events, right? Maybe his link set is not particularly the greatest. Yeah, because like, a lot of this stuff is very goofy, actually, looking at it. But I would argue this Demon King Piccolo is a very strong unit. His transformation condition is obviously also pretty ass. I don't understand why they had to put a 7-turn restriction on it. I do not understand why. Like, maybe they're just saying, oh, it's the time it took him to get all 7 Dragon Balls, I guess. Right? Like a turn for every Dragon Ball he needs to do the transformation. Is that probably what it is? Probably, huh? But, I mean, honestly, with how restrictive his transformation condition is, I do think they could have made his young version even a little bit better. But he is still tremendously good, right? I do like Demon King Piccolo's place at 6. So, yeah. Next, we have LR Prime Battle Goku. Now, this is the spot where I would probably argue I like units moving from this spot forward quite a bit better than the units, prior to this point. So this Goku obviously gets an easy A. I thought long and hard, and I decided to split up the free-to-play Easy A's and just keep them with free-to-play units rather than, mixing them with summonable Easy A's. Honestly, a couple of units at the top of this list, potentially, I think, are even better than physical Vegeta Blue, right? I know I'm, so shocking, but it's like, dude, like, the top two in this list are nutty. So this Goku is super, super good. With his 18 key, he gives allies an extra chance to crit. He has very good attack and defense. He has a strong extra key in defense as a first attacker in a turn. He's able to give a whole bunch of allies key when attacking extreme class enemies. Really, the one nitpick I have about this guy that I really wish they would have made a bit better is I actually really would prefer if they gave him the all allies key +3 when attacking any enemy. I think that would have been very good for this Goku to have. He is tremendously good. He's on a lot of good teams. This guy fits well on like the Kamehameha team, and especially if you're fighting an extreme class enemy, to give all this key to all allies, because Kamehameha needs the key support, so that's very, very good, right? So I do really like this LR Prime Battle Goku. Definitely make sure you get this guy farmed up, but you need him farmed up not only because he's good, but there's another reason we will get to soon. So next we have High School Gohan. Now, I can imagine a lot of people probably would be upset about High School Gohan's position on this list. But to me, I just think he's like a perfectly built like free-to-play unit, right? Like they gave him enough attack and defense himself, plus damage reduction, plus support, plus the chance to stun, plus a good link set, that he is just a dream fit on like all of these teams. He is very strong himself defensively, not offensively. He's not doing that much damage. Like here's the thing, right? A lot of people are probably, pissing their pants right now because like Prime Battle Goku, this boy 4, 5, 6 million attack stats, stuff like that is a huge summonable LR. But High School Gohan, I like you could just put him like Battlefield to Battle Road, again, all these difficult events and stuff like that. He can really help you out a lot. And difficult events, typically you're not really able to get away with, all these like supports and ridiculousness, for some of these difficult events like you could in like a Dokkan event or something like that. But Gohan, you can pretty easily run him. Like I believe he was on several of my no item Super Battle Road runs. Like he's just that good. Like with his support defensively and all that. So I really like this Gohan high up on this list. Now, people are going to be upset about this next one. I know that for sure, right? But I actually have Frieza at 3 here. Now, again, I understand he has a restriction, a heavy restriction. Basically, he's got 100% attack and defense at the start of turn, and that's it. The rest is all against a Goku family category enemy, basically. So if there's a Goku family category enemy, he guards, he gives all allies 2 key, 20% attack and defense, and then he also, as a separate thing, reduces damage received by 50% when guard is activated. Now, I did point this out that this Frieza could potentially age very gracefully if they enabled some other way to activate guard, right? Like if there was like an equipment that gave you like a chance to do guard or something like that, it can make this Frieza a little bit better. Now, I don't know. Guard is usually something that I don't like a % chance on at all. Like I really would prefer like, you either have guard or you don't, right? But that definitely could help this guy, right? Like if they would decide to put guard on equipment, or maybe like a support type unit might give chances to guard to other units or something like that. Definitely something Dokkan could do at some point. This guy would get better. All these different category teams he's on, he's great. Even though he's a free-to-play unit, he does get Fierce Battle because he awakens from that, the Frieza Dokkan event. Like, it's just super good. He lowers attack. He stacks attack, which honestly, I'm like, oh, he stacks attack. Oh, I'm not really a big stack attack guy, but I really, really adore this Frieza unit right here, right? Next. Now, again, this one, I guess, potentially could be sort of a controversial unit, only because in order to get this guy Easy Aid, you have to log in for 2,000 days. That's almost 6 years of logging into a mobile game, right? That's a lot. That's a huge amount. So, yeah, he's not a free-to-play unit. Like LR Prime Battle Goku and LR Prime Battle Frieza are tough to get, but, like, I don't know, get it done within like 2 weeks or something. Like even from like a fresh account, like, you know, if all the events are up, like you could get it done within like a few weeks of grinding or something like that. Whereas this Goku, it's just 6 years of logging in. Honestly, if I had a chance to use this guy more, he potentially even could be number 1. I think this guy potentially can be better than physical Vegeta Blue as well. Because he just does so much, right? Like, he's raising all allies' defense on his super attacks, which is just, like, it's silly, right? He gets a huge attack and defensive buff at the start of turn himself. He has one of the most busted mechanics in the game, which is extra key per orb. Then he gets 7% attack and defense per orb, and a 7% chance to crit per orb, and he heals 7,777 HP per orb. Oh, by the way, that's not it, because he also gets an additional 1,000 defense per key sphere and 2,000 attack per key sphere. This guy is so ludicrous, but like no one has him. No one can use him, but he's so crazy. And he's probably a unit, honestly, that's better after the link level update, because something like Saiyan Lineage is much better, and there's really uber powerful units on like the Boo Saga team, you know, like, you know, LR Tech, or just Tech Ultimate Gohan, and the LR Goku and Vegeta SCR Vegito unit have Saiyan Lineage. This guy's really good. Again, if I had more opportunities to use him, he potentially even could be number 1, but right now I've got him at number 2, and then of course the obvious Frieza at number 1. I potentially, you know, Vegeta Blue, I feel like I'm just looking at Vegeta, like the rest of these guys, like, fine, they don't need to be on here. Like, this Gohan's super good, B-Pan's very good. Vegeta Blue potentially, but like Cell and stuff like that, like, or like Bobbity and Deborah, I probably should. I think I'm gonna leave it as is, but I will end this by saying Vegeta Blue, like, potentially at 8. I feel like maybe I could get Vegeta Blue up to 8 and push these units down. I do. But I think just for the sake of, I'm going to leave Vegeta Blue off, but man, you know, I think I'm at least going to do this. I am going to put, like looking at it, I think Vegeta Blue needs to be above that LR Tech Cell. LR Tech Cell is super good for all the reasons listed. But Vegeta Blue is just so strong offensively and defensively. Again, a unit helped out by the link level update on really good teams. I think it would be, it's foolish of me not to have this guy on there. Again, you probably could even get him above Bobbity and Deborah. Really thinking about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna do that. Yep. Now, Krillin. I think I would put Krillin above Vegeta Blue. He does stack on 18 key. That's pretty good. I mean, stacking attack and defense on his 18 key is solid. I think I like it like that. I think Vegeta Blue at 9 and then Krillin right there. I think that looks good, actually. I think that's good. Now, Frieza. Personally, I think Frieza's better than Vegeta Blue, physical Vegeta Blue. I mean, I'm sure people will be like, oh, you're such an idiot, Truth. You're so dumb. But, like, dude, just global, he's coming out in, like, weeks. Go use him. All right, when he comes out, go use him, and then let me know what you think, all right? This guy is, like, Z-class, Z-tier, top 10 best units in the game. Like, he's insane because he has, like, the best free-to-play unit link set in the game. He just gets so much key and damage and defense and everything from his passive. He is so stupid. This is, like, obscene that this is a free-to-play unit, right? Now, you need a like, to say you need a lot of units to get this done is, like, really underselling it, right? Because you need, like, half of the free-to-play units in the game or something like that. You have to get all these easy areas done for Prime Battle Goku, then everything done for this Frieza. It is a lot a lot of grinding. Then on top of the fact that you actually have to grind up the Prime Battle LRs, like, it is a ridiculous amount of grinding. But, dude, it is worth it. This Frieza is, I think, easily #1 for me. So, let me know what you guys think of this list. Again, I feel like a lot of people probably would like Vegeta Blue to be higher. Potentially this guy could be higher. Maybe people would think Frieza and Gohan could be lower. A free-to-play list, I actually found this pretty tough, and I was surprised when I was really looking at, like, non-free-to-play LRs, and I just felt like most of them didn't even deserve to even be in, like, sort of like the honorable mentions down here. I was just like, whatever, like, you know, like, I don't know, Veku, or like Golden Frieza and Sorbet is good, but it's like, compared to any of these guys, like, hell no. It's just High School Gohan and Frieza are, like, really, really good, right? But it's like those top 2 LR EZAs are so absurd that it's like, even High School Gohan and Frieza, for how, like, well they can be offensively and defensively. Frieza's much better offensively than the Gohan, but, you know, Gohan is more consistent across, like, every event. Whereas, like, Frieza, you know, specifically against a Goku family enemy. But, like, I don't mind that restriction because you know directly going in, like, you know, am I fighting a Goku family category enemy or not, right? So, like, Frieza is super good. So, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Free-to-play units done, and I'll catch y'all next time.